Are you one of those players that struggles to take your good practice form to the golf course? Or do you find that when you're when you find you're practicing, that you can go through patches where you hit good shots, then you seem to lose that, and then maybe because you've got a nice big bucket of balls, you find it again. But this sort of, your control seems to come and go. What we're going to look at today is how one of the ways that we can best transfer that good form onto the golf course. Hi, I'm Peter Knight, and I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you play the best golf you possibly can be. And today we're looking at ways that you can work through your practice sessions, regardless of how many golf balls you've got. Doesn't matter whether you've got a massive bucket or not, but to get the most benefit in being able to transfer that form to the golf course. The secret is variability. So in golf, if we look at three different types of practice, there's the technical practice. So that's the things that you're working on to improve your swing, improve your ball strike. It could be setting up better or moving better with your body or your arms, or trying to get the club to move on the correct path. All the technical elements. When you do that, your attention is taken totally with what you're doing in order to create a better movement. A competitive element where you actually test yourself, and that can be if you've got targets on the range, you're trying to get the ball to finish near the target. If you have some form of ball tracking device, you can do the same thing, but you're actually getting like quite a hard number on how you're performing. And then there's the element of variation and building variability into the shots. When you think about it, you're not going to play two shots on the golf course the same. You may hit two putts in a row, but they're going to be different putts. Every other shot is unique. The lie's different, the club's different, the target's different. It may be that the wind conditions are different. The shot shape you have to hit is different. And of course the outcome might be different as well. So what we want to do is we want to try and build some of this variability into practice. Now that stresses your system in that you need to calibrate your movement or adjust your movement for every time you change your club or your target, your shot shape or your swing speed. And there's some of the things that we can do. So I can pick a target where I'm hitting, out onto the range here. Now the things that I can do, the first thing I can do is I can hit the ball straight at that target. That's what most people do most of the time. I can try and hit it so the ball curves a little bit from right to left or left to right. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter, depending on your skill level, how well you control that movement. If we can get the ball shaping left to right when that's your intention, or right to left when that's your intention, that's good enough. And in fact, having the ability to shape shots a little bit, and even you can practice this almost at beginner level, but it gives you the feeling of being able to differentiate the movement that's going to create different shot shapes. Actually helps you to hit it straighter, ironically. The next thing we can do is to control the ball's flight. And golf's all about ball control, whether it's rolling the ball or flighting it or trying to hit it at a distance. So I can vary ball position. Now if I'm playing a low shot to a high shot, in my stance, my normal ball position might be right between these two balls on the ground here. If I'm playing it, trying to hit the ball high, I'm going to set it up the same as before. The only change I'm going to make is to move the ball one ball width further forward to hit it higher, or one ball width further back to hit it lower. So no massive changes. And then it's how well can I control the trajectory of my shot. As much as anything, particularly with say the lesser skilled golfers, so I'm talking golfers who are not on a single handicap, which of course is by far the vast majority of golfers, it's the ability to attempt to create these shots that's important. Now other things that I can do is regularly change club. So rather than just hitting the one club for 10 or 20 shots in a row, which I might do, that's quite okay if you're developing points of technique, but when you're practicing and looking to try and get this transfer to the golf course, it's good to change clubs regularly. So I can change clubs, I can change my target. Now even if I'm on a driving range with a mat on it, the mat's going to be pointed in one direction. So picking a target that's not necessarily where the mat's pointed is actually really good practice, because there's the distraction of the edges of the mat for your eye, and you've got to work around that, or work without being distracted and still aim properly. Then I can also vary my swing speed. I can vary my swing speed and I can vary my swing length. So if I hit these two shots here, I'm going to make the swing about the same length, but I'm going to vary the speed a little bit. So the first swing is the slower swing, and that ball's probably going to travel through the air lower because I haven't got as much club head speed, and it's also going to finish up maybe 20 metres shorter than what I would normally hit it. And then I'll play a shot with my normal swing speed. So practicing building that variability in, and we've looked at change your target, change your club, change the height of the ball, change the shot shape, and change your swing speed. These are things that you will encounter on the golf course, but what it does is it massively develops your skill and your feel and being able to create different shots on the golf course. Essentially every shot you play on the golf course is unique, and the more different types of shots you practice, still with a very similar technique that your base technique, that's going to give you the ability to control the ball better. As I mentioned earlier, golf's all about ball control.